Hi, this is Cass from Aussie Cass Plays, and as you'll have seen from the thumbnail and the opening screen, today I'm doing an Adventure Time build. The Sims that I've got in this build are Finn and Jake, and Marceline and Princess Bubblegum. My reason for doing this, like what made me think to do it, I guess, is actually the Tropical Island expansion pack that's about to come out in The Sims 4, because every time I hear it, I think about Jake in an episode where he's the dog, if you're not aware, in an episode where he and Finn get trapped on this lava moon and Jake is pretending he's like in hiding and he's pretending that he's on a tropical island and he sings a little song and like on a tropical island, and it's been stuck in my head all week, and this is my attempt to purge the on a tropical island song from my brain by making this build. So maybe this is kind of therapy, but just hear me out. Now, I love Adventure Time. I haven't seen the last, I gather they've stopped now, and I haven't seen the last couple of seasons, but I love it. My son was a mad fan sort of 2 or 3 years ago when he was 7, and I got into discussions with other parents who were like, oh, this isn't appropriate. You know, preteens shouldn't be watching Adventure Time. It's not appropriate. Because of the violence, basically. There's a lot of, you know, hack and slash fight scenes and stuff, but they're cartoony and they're not, like, I've seen fight scenes just as bad as that in Disney. There are zombies that vomit and stuff. I mean, it's a bit edgy, I guess, in a way, but it's got so much content in it that I think is appropriate for kids and is the kind of thing that kids should see on their television. Adventure Time is supremely nerdy, and I am a D&D, like a Dungeons & Dragons nerd type human, so obviously all of the Dungeons & Dragons jokes, 100%, like I'm the audience for those. I'm like, yes! There's a scene where they make a joke about Flame Princess and how if she acts against her alignment, it'll affect her experience, and I fist pump when I see that scene, because I'm like, yes, Dungeons & Dragons reference, I enjoy that. But there are other things in there for the non-Dungeons & Dragons nerds. There's stuff in there, like, it shows some really complex stories. For example, Finn's backstory, he's the only human in the world of Adventure Time. He was raised by an adoptive family. He does eventually meet his father and discovers his father is a bad person, like a criminal and stuff. And this sends Finn into, like, a major depressive funk. Like, he struggles with mental health for a little while. If he were a D&D character, he would be a paladin. So he's, you know, all defend the weak and fight the bad guys and that kind of thing. Jake, the dog, has stretchy powers. He tries to do the right thing by Finn. He's got a criminal past. He's lazy. You know, he's like Finn's older brother, basically. He's got children out of wedlock with his girlfriend, Lady Rainicorn, who is basically a giant rainbow. There's Princess Bubblegum, who is the ruler of the Candy Kingdom. She's a mad scientist. She's a genius. She has what at the time I thought was a complicated friendship with Marceline. I gather that by the end of the show, spoiler alert, that the two of them actually reveal that they are a little bit more interested in each other than that. Obviously, it's a cartoon show. I gather that they may kiss. That's about the extent of it. And I hear that the ship for Marceline and Bubblegum is called Bubbline, and I am so there for that. In my household that I've made, they are a couple for that reason. I dig I dig Bubblegum, the fact that she's a princess, but she's there for the science. The villain in the Adventure Time shows is the Ice King, who actually he effectively has dementia. He's acting in a really inappropriate way to Bubblegum and some of the other characters. Like, he has a princess kidnap obsession. And the reason he has that obsession is because he's forgotten who he is, and it's his way of trying to reconcile who he is now with who he used to be. And that's so sad. There's another character, Lumpy Space Princess, who's homeless. Like, there's a lot of stuff in Adventure Time that is really, really worth kids seeing. There's some really good stories. So, on the subject of the Sims themselves, I have made Marceline as an actual vampire. Bubblegum isn't. Princess Bubblegum, who I've called Bonnabelle Bubblegum in the Sims file. Finn I made him a teenager just because I didn't want him to be related to Marceline or Bubblegum, and I didn't think there was a way for him to be in that same house as, like, a 12-year-old homeless boy. I wasn't sure. So I made him a teenager, but you could age him back to being a child if you wanted to. Finn is actually 12, I think, in the show, so him being a teen isn't particularly realistic, but that's okay. Jake obviously doesn't have stretchy powers in this. I did make him smart because I thought that was the most important thing. He's also a hunter. The other thing is that, and I'm going to wrap this recording up in a sec because I could talk about this show all day, but I'm not going to because you guys don't need that. But the other thing that I just wanted to say is I have uploaded this to gallery. I did correct the typo in the name of the file before I uploaded it. If you're watching right at the end where I show the screen where I've hit the, yes, family's complete, I spelled adventure wrong. I wrote adventire because I made a typo. So that's great. Please don't mock me for that. I can't type. To be fair, the you and the I are right next to each other, and I'm tired, alright? And I have this song stuck in my head and it won't quit. On a tropical island, underneath the molten lava moon, blah, 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 blah. It's stuck in my head. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed, like and subscribe, you know the drill, and I will catch you next time. See ya!